she angrily shoved me. From Lily's thoughts, I could tell my family was starting to get suspicious of me. This doesn't make sense, she thought. You're not even their real child. Why have you lived as me for the past 10 years? I come back, and suddenly you get the sweet? Are you trying to humiliate me? Why did you even bring me back? She lashed out at my parents and James, venting all the grievances she'd carried for years. But the fact that she went missing had nothing to do with me. I was just adopted later, after all. James, feeling sorry for me, helped me up from the floor and snapped at Lily, don't take it too far. You can't just throw tantrums and push people around. Where's your manners? I bet you did push Sophia just now. Lily, having grown up in a small town with poor manners, wasn't about to let James' words slide. She started cursing him out in response. It was all becoming too much for my parents, especially Dad. Enough, he shouted. The most important thing is that Sophia gets better. She'll stay on the first floor. The entire second floor is yours, Lily. You can design it however you like. Is that fair now? James snorted in disbelief, and Mom wiped away her tears. When Lily heard that the entire second floor was hers, the space was several times bigger than my own, she had nothing left to say. The house would soon be undergoing renovations, and my suite would just be rearranged as it was. But Lily's second floor was going to be a huge project. She insisted on a walk-in closet, a study, and a separate bathroom. The noise from the construction made the entire house uneasy. Aside from a few arguments with James, no one really called her out on it. It took over half a month before the renovations were finally done. Lily now had her room, but her closet was still empty, so Mom gave her a card with her allowance for the year. Lily, she said softly, I've been giving Sophia and James $1 million a year as pocket money. We've missed out on those 18 years with you, so we want to make it right. There is $20 million, and you can spend it however you like. Lily refused the card, her voice cold. Lost affection can't be replaced with money. I don't want your money. James, who had been looking at his phone, snorted. How high and mighty. If she doesn't want it, just give it to Sophia. Lily's thoughts turned bitter. Give it to her. Go ahead, give it all to her. You think Sophia's some kind of good person? She's about to sabotage James in his next race. When he's fighting for his life after a crash, she'll pull some pity play and donate blood, gaining all your trust. Then, once you've given her all of Davis Enterprises' assets, she'll ditch you. You'll be left begging on the streets. Hearing her thoughts, James hesitated as he handed me the card. Mom and Dad exchanged a wary glance. The story forced me into a situation where I had to steal something and set Lily up, and when I was caught, I could feel the cold sweat running down my back. But I remained calm. I pulled out the card Mom and Dad had previously given me and handed it to Lily. You said I've been living in your place for the past 10 years. If you won't take what they gave you, how about you take this card from me? Lily shot me a glare and then snatched the card from my hand without hesitation. It's mine to begin with. You should have given it back. Mom and Dad's wariness began to fade. James realized how close he'd come to believing Lily's words and, feeling guilty, pulled out his own card. Sophia, don't let her get to you. If you need money, use my card. We can share. I smiled and accepted his offer. I couldn't understand why the original Sophia would go out of her way to hurt this brother who was so partial to her. Why couldn't she just live a happy, normal life like any ordinary person? Why did she have to stir up trouble? The next day, Mom took Lily and me to the mall. According to the plot, I would initially eagerly pick out all kinds of expensive clothes and jewelry for Lily, but just as we were leaving the store, I would secretly hide something in Lily's bag to embarrass her. As the story forced me into a certain action, I found myself unable to control my body as it quietly slipped a beautiful, pricey watch into Lily's bag. I wanted to head to the counter to pay, but I couldn't move a muscle. Lily, noticing something was off, started to think to herself, Sophia just looks down on me for growing up in a small town. She's trying to plant stolen goods in my bag to make me look bad and accuse me of being unrefined. Mom saw the strange expression on my face and started to suspect something was wrong. Lily, now aware of the situation, grabbed her bag and said, let's go. She dragged both me and Mom toward the store's exit, and sure enough, the alarm went off as we passed through the door. Mom looked at me, her eyes wide with disbelief. The store clerks quickly blocked our way. Excuse me, but could you please stop and check if there are any unpaid items in your bags? I could feel the cold sweat on my forehead, my heart pounding in my chest. Lily smirked, looking at me with a wicked gleam in her eyes. I don't know. Why don't we check our bags? The clerk first searched her bag, and sure enough, found the expensive watch tucked into a hidden compartment, with the price tag still attached. Mom, stunned, pointed at the watch with trembling hands. This watch isn't. Before she could finish, the clerk cut her off.